When I think about following God, one of the things that I see in scripture that it's like real life is contentment and chaos living in the same neighborhood. Contentment and chaos. There's this crazy idea that sometimes following God means there's no drama, there's no challenges, no pain, no issues. And the reality is sometimes there's complete chaos. There's chaos all around us, sometimes at work, sometimes at home, sometimes in church, sometimes in community, sometimes with our responsibilities. It's just chaos. In Philippians 4, it's an amazing picture of contentment and chaos at the same time. Sometimes chaos is happening all around you, but Paul shows us that contentment can be on the inside of you. This rest, this calm. Paul quotes these words that are so profound. I've learned how to be content in whatever state I find myself in. If we're all honest about life, whether it's public or private, if you're doing anything or trying to do anything at all for God, for good, for others, there's going to be chaos. My pastor, Reverend Clay Evans, often says it would be much easier without people. But the reality is we need people for everything we do. And sometimes there's conflict, sometimes there are issues, sometimes we're in tough spaces, tough situations. Paul writes these words, I've learned how to be content. You would think he's in a library. You would think he's in a pastoral study. Maybe he's on a beach. Maybe he's in a Starbucks. None of them. He is in solitary confinement. And in that day, that space, it was just horrible. You weren't treated well in any sense of the word. They took his pulpit, but Paul, with a sense of determination to be purposeful, he says, I still got my pen and some paper. And he writes these words from a chaotic space, a chaotic place, not being fed in a way that makes sense to be nourished. He's in a space meant to break you mentally and emotionally. But he finds contentment, and his mind is not on where he is, but who he is. And he zeroes in on his purpose. And it is God and his grace as we follow him to trust him for contentment in uncomfortable spaces, making uncomfortable moves in uncomfortable seasons. Sometimes you're going to have chaos. The prayer is, God, as I follow you, I need some contentment.